Oh, Mr. Sandman, bring me your dreams. Again. Folks, not only has sleeping and grogginess both changed quite a bit since we last caught some Z's, we've even gained new ways to do the former, methods to counter both, and can now even expand upon the latter way better than past Beard ever did at the end of the day. But please bear in mind, however, that we are focusing on player-based sleeping mechanics today, and not mobs or bosses. So then, let's snooze. If we meet some certain requirements, that is. For you see, sleep actually gatekeeps in a few ways, one of which I really didn't even know until today. Not being able to sleep during the day, though, without specific interactions, of course, isn't anything new, and I shouldn't have to tell you that any nearby or incoming dangers will also present an issue or two, but did you know that your overall hunger actually matters here as well? Yeah, me neither, honestly. If we want to sleep using a roll of any sort, we must have at least 25 hunger to do so, all the while Tense and Lean Tunes are going to check to see if we have 26 hunger overall before letting a Z. And that reminds me, another hunger mechanic of sleep is that if we reach starvation levels, we will automatically wake up as seen here. It's interesting stuff, but there is more to note about sleep overall before we jump into how to actually do it, everyone. Say like its potential to counter Charlie. In Solo Don't Starve, time instantly skips when going to bed, but in Don't Starve Together here, sleep occurs over time. Therefore, not only is sleeping through the night entirely possible, it's even safe in total darkness. To wrap up these basic notes though, comes Wickerbottom's relation to sleep overall, of course, as she has always been incapable of doing so, but nowadays, the chick is just straight up immune to the entire flippin' thing. She will still get groggy, of course, a mechanic that we will be discussing more later, but nothing, and I do mean nothing, will ever be able to put her to bed following her rework. So take advantage for sure. The problem is though, you will not be able to participate in anything related to sleep when it comes to Winter's Feast. But yes, how do we sleep exactly? Well, if we want to tuck ourselves in, we'll need the assistance of rolls, tents, or lean-tos. Straw rolls here are some of the first available to us, and while I'd probably still ignore them due to them only having a single use each, they have actually been updated since our initial video. Now, instead of simply providing 0.67 sanity per second at the cost of 1 hunger per second, mind, they also regenerate our health by roughly 1 per 2 seconds too. Not bad, but it gets oh so much better. As 4 rolls are next on the list, costing a straw roll themselves actually, plus 2 bunny puffs to create, and while these things still only give us 3 uses each, their stat regens are markedly better already. At the cost of that same 1 hunger per second nonsense, 4 rolls are going to provide 1 health and 1 sanity per second, all the while countering and actually controlling any temperatures we throw at it. If we are below 40 degrees, the thing's going to get us there. If we are above 40 degrees, it's going to drop us back down to it, and it'll even prevent said extreme weathers from impacting us any further just as long as we're sleeping in one. So make notes. But come on now. Are there really people out there using rolls in day-to-day gameplay even after these buffs? Tents, my friends. Tents are the way to go. Especially nowadays, as they have got a major buff to their overall uses. Up from their original 6, every one of their now 15 sleeps will provide us with 2 health and 1 sanity per second at the cost of that very same 1 hunger per second from before. Not only that though, Tents will help raise our temperatures to 40 if needed, all the while dropping our wetness by 1 per second to boot. Oh yes, Tents are pretty awesome. But I'd still be willing to argue that Siesta Lean-Tos are better, even if they are a bit harder to craft. For you see, not only are Lean-Tunes the only way for us to sleep during the day, they too offer 15 uses total now, while still regenerating our healths and sanities all the same as Tents. Furthermore, instead of draining 1 hunger per second like everything bloody else, Lean-Tos only drain 0.33 hunger per second. And yes, they reduce both our temperatures and wetness as well. Oh yes, Siesta Lean-Tos are even awesomer. But what's this? A new 5th option never before discussed, really? Yes indeed, everyone. Walter himself has a thing or two to add to sleeping nowadays with the introduction of his tent roll. And in short, it's a tent in everything but name with the added bonus of being highly transportable, as you can see. Same stat regens, same temperature control, same requirements, mind, but it's all available when and if and where you want it. It is very, very nice. And yes, yes, while it is a Walter exclusive craft, everyone can still use it once it is on the ground. But to wrap up our day, I want to clarify and expand upon grogginess and the quote-unquote natural sleep it can force upon us, everyone. As you can see, plenty out there can give us both at varying rates per attack, munch, or use, and note that if grogginess hits 10 or above, we will fall asleep right then and there, so you do the math with what you see before you hear. Still, for the majority of those out there, this grogginess and quote-unquote natural sleep is coming from 3 places. Normal gestalts, found primarily on the lunar island or in the lunar grotto. Berger's yawning ability come winter and spring, which also just so happens to be the thing most efficient in both outside of PvP as we just saw. And the classic 1-2 punch of mandrakes here. It's very simple, folks. Eat or cook a mandrake, and you will fall asleep for 10 to 11 seconds, followed by 13-ish seconds of grogginess. Get hit by a single gestalt to experience 6.7 seconds of grogginess, or get hit by 2 in quick succession for 6 seconds of sleep, followed by 6.7 seconds of grogginess. So on and so forth. Do note, too, that this quote-unquote natural sleep does indeed drain our hungers and regen some sanity, but not health, but it's still nothing special overall, really. Got it? Good. Because now we're going to talk about how to counter it all ourselves through the power of shrooms. Moon shrooms, found and dropped by almost everything in the lunar grotto itself to some degree. Raw moon shrooms are actually one of the only other foods in this game to put us to sleep or make us groggy if eaten quickly. But that's dumb and leads to nothing helpful, so let us focus on cooked shrooms instead and their ability to cancel all grogginess itself. Even the amount given by Berger's yawn. Eat one, and you won't suffer the 40 to 60% movement penalties, which could actually save your life. If you aren't already falling asleep to the grogginess, that is. But that's where the mushy cake comes in. Chow down on one of these puppies, and nothing, I mean nothing, will ever be able to put you to sleep ever again for a full day. You'll get groggy, sure, but then simply eat a cooked moonshroom, and you're golden. So make notes. And there you have it, everyone. An incredibly noteworthy revisit to sleep and grogginess, if I do say so myself, as we were able to update it so much that even I learned 1 or 2 new things here today. But thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. Rest up for the holidays, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.